Welcome into the Ravens Rundown. My name is Joey Petersen. So happy that you guys are joining me today. On the show, we got winners and losers through Ravens training camp so far, okay? So far. I know we got a little bit of left. And by a little bit, I know we got a couple of weeks left, but this is just kind of what we're seeing through the first week and a half or so. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel, though, okay? Because our training camp sub battle has ramped up. And unfortunately, we're still in second place. 451 subs, 16 behind Steelers Talk. So if you guys haven't joined us yet, this is the perfect time to do so. Help us win this sub battle. Help us pass the Pittsburgh Steelers, because right now we're down 26 subs. That's not good enough. Let's get that number up. Appreciate you guys for joining us for free daily Ravens coverage. Now, as I do with every single one of these videos, I want to give a little bit of a disclaimer. If I have somebody down as a loser on this list, I don't hate them. And I don't think they suck at football. And I also don't think I'm better than they are at football. It's just through what we've seen through the first week and a half, their stock's a little bit down from where it originally was. I'm done talking losers for now, though. Let's start with winners, because that's where we like to start on the program. Malaki Starks, in my opinion, is the top winner of Ravens training camp. Starks has been absolutely balling, okay? He did it with the pads off. He's done it with the pads on. And so far, everything that you've seen from him is exactly what you've wanted to see for a guy you spent your first-round pick on. Zach Orr spoke about him after practice earlier in the week, saying he's fitting in great. Every test that we've thrown at him since the spring up to now, he's passed with flying colors. We'll start having these preseason games and regular season games, and we'll see if he passes those tests, which we expect him to do. He's a heck of a person, heck of a player, and if you're a talented player and you work hard on and off the field, the chances of you being successful are near 100%. Malaki fits that mold. Heck yeah, he does, and we've known it since we've scouted him at Georgia. We've known that this league was built for Malaki Starks to excel in, especially on this team and especially next to Kyle Hamilton. And what I love so far about what I've seen from Malaki Starks is he got thrown right into the fire. There was no waiting in for Malaki Starks. It was straight to the high dive because Ardarius Washington tore that Achilles in May, about about 3 weeks after he was drafted. So we went from a guy that had some time to learn, could be a third option if needed, to, no, you're starting and there's no doubt about it because we need you. And so far, he's been thriving. Make the call for me. Do you think Starks can win Defensive Rookie of the Year? If you do, if your answer is yes, show me by liking today's video. And if your answer is no, comment why not. Don't just chicken out. Number 2 on my list of winners, the coordinators. Okay, I originally was just going to put Zach Orr, but then I thought about it. It's like, you know what? Everything we've heard about the offense, Todd Monken is just as much of a winner. Nobody has had a better offseason than the two of those guys. Not just because of the players they get to coach that were already here, but because of the guys that have been brought in. And a lot of this offense, it does look very similar, except, of course, you add DeAndre Hopkins. But, look how solid this group is. You got Lamar, Derrick Henry, Justice Hill, Mark Andrews, Isaiah Likely. I know he's dealing with that injury right now. Zay Flowers, Rashad Bateman, DeAndre Hopkins. Just, you have weapon after weapon after weapon. And then on the defensive side of the ball, you added in Malaki Starks. You added in Jair Alexander. You added in Mike Green to a group that already had a lot of really good players. And you're going to get year 2 of Nate Wiggins. These guys are richer beyond their wildest dreams, okay? They have an embarrassment of riches. And I'm not saying their job is easy, but having this many good players, and we've seen so far during training camp that these guys are playing very well, having this many good players makes your job a little bit easier. What makes this team so special, in my opinion, is that there is a mix of veteran leadership and young talent on both sides of the football. And that's very rare. Sometimes you got a lot of young talent on one side, a lot of veterans on the other. Offense or defense, vice versa. Sometimes it's mixed. Sometimes you have a lot of young talent, no veterans. A lot of veterans, no young talent. Baltimore is perfectly balanced. They've got guys on the offensive side of the ball, like a DeAndre Hopkins, like a Lamar Jackson, like a Derrick Henry, that have been in this system and been in this league for a very long time. But then they also have guys like Zay Flowers, Rashad Bateman, who are still a little bit younger, Isaiah Likely as well. And then on the flip side on the defense, you have a guy like Marlon Humphrey, Nnamdi Madubuike. Then you also have young guys, Mike Green, Nate Wiggins, Malaki Starks. It's just a perfect mixture on both sides of the football. Up next for training camp winners, Trenton Simpson. I know I've talked a lot about Trenton Simpson over the last 6 months, not in a very positive light. Well, today that changes, okay? Morgan Adsit tweeted this out earlier in the week. When I say transformation for inside linebacker Trenton Simpson is real, it is real. Raw clip of him today to see the weight and muscle he put on this offseason. Trenton Simpson looks great. He looks fluid. He looks fast. He looks aggressive. He looks like he's not thinking. He's just going out there and playing. And playing isn't really what he was able to do at the end of the season because he was too busy sitting the bench. For a guy who started the majority of the beginning of the season, it was very, very weird to see him not out there at the end of it. And you kind of found yourself wondering why. Well, they didn't trust him enough. 10 snaps last 5 weeks, 0 snaps in the playoffs. Not 0 tackles, 0 snaps in the playoffs. I'm confident that he's going to be the starter. A lot of this offseason, we've talked about who's it going to be. Teddye Buchanan, Trenton Simpson. Well, I feel like everything we've seen is leaning towards Trenton Simpson taking that starting spot. Now, will he have it for the whole season? I don't know. Maybe same thing happens. He fades toward the end of it, and Teddye Buchanan gets to step in the spotlight. Could happen, but also could just be him finding himself finally in the National Football League. Weigh in for me. What's your confidence level in Simpson? Scale it 1 to 100. 100 being the most confident, 1 being the least. I doubt anybody's in 100 after how last season ended, but you let me know in the comment section down below. My final training camp winner is one Mark Andrews. Speaking of a guy we've talked a lot about over the offseason, let's discuss the tight end who's going into his age 30 season. He's had a great camp. He's made a lot of really good plays down the sideline for big games. He's catching, and it's been a really, really long 6 months for Mark. If you feel like the offseason has been long for you, a fan, can you just imagine how much longer it's been for Mark Andrews, the guy who gets blamed for the loss against the Buffalo Bills? I'm happy that he's playing well. I'm happy that he's balling. He deserves it. He's given a lot to this franchise. Okay, a lot of people look at Mark Andrews and think he's a Mount Rushmore type of guy for the Baltimore Ravens. I'll let you have your own opinions, but nobody can convince me that he hasn't been great for this franchise. And now, even after the Isaiah Likely injury from this week, he's still joined by a guy who's really, really good and very, very young. But regardless of Likely, Mark Andrews is going to be big for this offense in 2025. As long as Lamar Jackson's the quarterback, as long as Lamar Jackson is lacing it up, Mark Andrews will be involved. Okay, I can promise you that. Now, he might not be the go-to target anymore, but this team runs a lot of 12 personnel. You're still going to see a lot of him. He's still going to be a guy that Lamar goes to in the red zone, and I'm happy so far that he's been doing well through training camp. What else has been doing well through training camp, you ask? Well, this hoodie has actually been crushing it. You guys are loving it, and I can see why. Only $34 for this hoodie. It was $70. Now it's $34. You can see it's $36 off. Chatsports.com/purple hoodie. That's where you need to go. Made it super easy for you. Put that link in the comments and description of today's video. I know it's hot right now, okay? I know it. Trust me. We're in Dallas. It's hot here too. But when the cold comes around, as it will, I can promise you, winter is coming. You're going to need something to bundle up with, and you're going to need it at a great price, and you can get that today. This deal will not be here in the winter. I can promise you that. $34, chatsports.com/purple hoodie. Let's go to losers now. Let's start with young cornerbacks, okay? They make this list, and not just because there's been a lot of cornerback injuries during camp so far, which there has, but this room might be, in my opinion, one of the best cornerback rooms in football. Now, that might be a little bit biased of me. I can admit that. But Nate Wiggins going to year 2, I'm so excited for him. Jair Alexander, sure, he's going to miss some time. He always will with injuries, but he looks like he's been great during training camp. Marlon Humphrey is coming off of the best season in his career. But it's not just those guys. because there's two guys behind him, TJ Tampa and Chidobe Awuzie, who will make this roster. So that's 5 cornerbacks that, in my opinion, are locks to make the 53-man. There's a lot of guys on the bubble, a lot of young guys on the bubble. 2 you drafted, 1 you signed as an undrafted free agent. You got Bilal Kone, Robert Longerbeam. Those were 2 of your 6th-round picks. Then Ruben Lowry, the undrafted free agent out of UTC, who's actually been balling. But still, regardless, there's probably 1 spot for those 3 guys. Kind of a tough look so far in training camp. Let's talk about Keaton Mitchell. And this is the one I feel like you guys are going to be mad at me most about in the comment section. Again, I love Keaton Mitchell. I really, really want Keaton Mitchell to have success as a Baltimore Raven. I love what he was able to do as a rookie. But when Todd Monken spoke to the media after practice, he did not sound too confident in Keaton Mitchell's ability to help much with the offense in 2025. He said it's a fight to get touches in the backfield, which is true. Justice Hill's an established, outstanding football player. Now we have Derrick Henry. So that third running back position is fighting for reps, fighting for touches. He's not wrong, guys. He's not wrong. You have one of the best running backs in NFL history as your one. Justice Hill, who they just extended last season, who was one of the best pass-catching running backs you got there in that RB2. Then you got Keaton Mitchell, who's coming back from an injury, suffered a couple of years ago. And I know you saw him a little bit last season, but let's be real. It wasn't the real Keaton Mitchell. And I hope he's back to his rookie form, because what we saw from him in 2023 got me really, really excited. The thing is even if he is, there's a lot of weapons above him. And I'm talking as running backs and as pass catchers as well. And there's only one ball to share. Let's talk about another guy on the defensive side of the ball that we've kind of already mentioned a little bit. And because Trenton Simpson is doing so well, and because I believe he's going to be the starter, I'm going to have Teddye Buchanan as my last loser. And it's not because he's doing anything poorly in camp. Like, I'm not seeing tweets every single day that Teddye Buchanan screwing up on this, Teddye Buchanan, another missed tackle. That's not what's happening. It's just Trenton Simpson's looking really good. And we came into even mini camp and OTAs thinking, okay, those two are going to battle down to the wire to get that inside linebacker spot. And why? There's still a lot of time left in camp, right? You still got about a month till the season starts. Trenton Simpson's looking like he's got the foot ahead of him. Now, I'm still confident in Buchanan's skill set. Still really, really excited about the player that he can be in the future for this Baltimore Ravens team. There's still a lot that I love, right? He's great in coverage. He's an above-average athlete. He had 0 competition jump issues when he went from UCD to Cal for his senior year. And I will say, a little bit of a negative, most of his tackles were assisted, but that's what's great about having Roquan Smith right next to him. So I'm still positive and confident that Teddye Buchanan is going to be a good player for this franchise. It just might not be his rookie season. Pick one for you. Name a winner and loser in training camp down below. Be honest, don't hold back, and let me know your answer. Appreciate all of you guys for tuning in today. My name is Joey Petersen. You've been watching the Ravens Rundown. Appreciate you guys for hanging out with us. We'll see you next time. God bless.